Under 40 CEOs. Drive your ambition. Brought to you by Mitsubishi. A graduate of Applied Mathematics from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Oluyomi Ojo would later obtain a professional certificate in marketing from the Chartered Institute of Marketing. A member of the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, Oluyomi is also an alumni of the Simon Page Business School and University of the Arts, London. Oluyomi Ojo is a tech entrepreneur, co-founder, and CEO of Printivo, an online printing company that is redefining the printing industry and landscape in Nigeria. Printivo's vision is to make printing services available to anyone, anywhere, irrespective of volume or quantity.
All right, thank you for taking this ride with me, man.
Thank you very much, Fab.
All right, so tell me, how did you get started on this CEO journey of yours?
I think for me, I would say that I just happened to be an entrepreneur, not because I thought of it before venturing on the journey. In my fourth year in university, I did my internship in an ad agency, and as a graphic designer. And I got really close to my boss, really had a fantastic experience. It was supposed to be 6 months. Thank God for ASU strike. It became a year. Prior to that, I've been doing a lot of things. I was doing a lot of things in creative industry. So I was making t-shirts, I'd made greeting cards in the past, I was doing graphic design as a freelancer. So one way or the other, I had money completely without a 9-to-5 employment. And then I did this internship with this company, and it gave me access to a lot of information, learning, and a lot of things. A few months after I started the internship, the creative director left, so a lot of his responsibilities also were moved to my table. So that got me really, really busy, doing a lot of things and learning a lot of stuff. A year later, after the whole ASU strike and everything, we were leaving, and I walked into my Oga's office, and I said, I'm thinking of starting my own branding company. And he was like, okay, good stuff, you can. You have my support, you can use this place as my office. And that was how Urban Base was born. And around Urban Base, and because we used to work with a lot of printing companies as vendors, as an ad agency, you would have printers as your vendors, photographers, videographers, different kind of guys. And the most difficult ones to work with were the printing companies, because the jobs never arrive on time. When they arrive, it's hardly so bad, you have to return it back. Sometimes you literally you become a printer because you end up going to the print facility to go stay with the printers to ensure that it comes out on time and it comes out in good shape. At the point in 2013, I said to myself and the team that, what, guys, I'm done. I'm just going to start a printing company because I'm done. And that was how Printivo was born. What we've been able to do with Printivo, though, is that we've been able to remove the barrier that makes people necessarily leave the comfort of their homes and offices to go sit down at the print shop and micromanage the printers to get the job done. You can get everything done online. You can just go to printivo.com, place an order for business card, make use of a template, put your content on it from your contact address, your logo, your colors, and everything. And when you're done, you simply check out with your credit card, and that print product is printed and dropped directly wherever you are. And it was the first of its kind in Nigeria when we launched, and it took us a lot of time to learn the space. Basically, because there was no local model to copy. We were the first to do it, and it was like flying. You are building an aircraft, and at the same time you are flying it. So it's when you're already in the sky, you're like, hey, yes, we didn't put the rudder, you quickly put that. Oh yes, landing gears, you put that. that was what the early days of
Looks
Printivo looked like, oh, the plane is dropping. Yeah, it's because there's one part that is not there. You quickly put it. So that was exactly what the early days were like.
Okay, talking about early days, I'm sure that it must have been pretty jerky at the beginning.
Yeah.
At what point did you start to, stabilize as a business?
I think stability started for us sometimes in 2016. And the first form of stability that we had was, so we had raised venture funding in 2015, mid-2015. And that with that, we were able to scale our fulfillment across Nigeria, grow the team from a team of 5 people to 15 people then. Expanded the product line from just 12 products to 50 print products. And so scale was happening pretty fast. And one day, someone on my board said to me, Yomi, if I collect your laptop and I collect your phones and I take you away for 2 weeks, would this business run without you? And that question really got me thinking that, so this business is actually not stable. It's not a business, and something has to be done. And the first stability that we worked on and ensured we achieved was ensuring that people could own their responsibilities, people within the team know what to do, when to do it, and why we are doing those things. And I mean, that led to a point where if you take me away from Printivo for 2 weeks, which was the question I was asked, the business will still do fine. If you take me away from the equation.
All right, so looking back now, what are those business decisions that you've made and absolutely regret?
Well, I think a lot of there are no specifics though, but the entrepreneurial journey is filled with a lot of ups and downs, right? So one day you are regretting your decisions, and then the next day you are like, oh, thank God I made that decision. Or one day you are like, oh, I'm happy I took that decision, and then the next day you're like, oh, geez, I shouldn't have done that. So I mean, I believe that there are no absolute regrets in business, because if at all you don't take anything away from it, you're going to learn a lot, which for me is actually critical. I tell people that what I've learned running Printivo for the past 5 years is actually more than what I could have learned even if you go to school, exactly, business school, and you go for an MBA and all that. Like, this is you getting your hands in the mud and eating the streets and doing the dirty work. And I mean, for me, no absolute regrets, because even when you're not comfortable with certain decisions years later after you've taken them, you still realize that a lot of good things happened because you took those decisions.
So what are those qualities that you're always looking out for when hiring?
I think for it, and this was quality for me when hiring was driven by the time, which time and which stage the business is at. So, for example, I'll talk about what it was like in the early days when at Printivo we could hire almost anybody that showed passion. But fast forward a few years later, we started looking for specific
skill sets.
Exactly, specific skill sets. So, and then eventually we moved from looking for certain qualities, right? For example, when we want to hire people, passion is extremely important to us, because we believe that you can teach skills, but you can't teach passion, right? Your values, that are also very important to us. We look for people who don't blame other people for things that have gone wrong in their life. So if I'm asking you about your career or your past employers, or things that has happened to you before you got into this room where you are sitting for this interview, and you blame everyone else apart from yourself, that for us is a trigger, right? It's a trigger that this person doesn't want to take responsibility. I mean, it's for us, things changed based on where we are as a company.
So tell me, Yomi, what's your favorite jam?
My favorite jam.
Yes, music.
Recently, it's been East Side by Khalid. It has been on repeat for me for the past 1 week because I just like the song for reasons I don't know. But I can't sing to save my life.
Okay.
So,
So tell me, how do you typically cool off?
I love to travel. So for me, that's one of my cool off strategies. So when I'm out of the country, I'm here climbing mountains, I'm hiking in strange places and all stuff, just to see the world.
Okay. So lastly, I'd like to know, Yomi, what drives your ambition?
I think for me, the fact that one can actually move an idea into something that creates value for everyone involved in it is one of the biggest things that drives my ambition. That we can wake up as humans every day and come up with an idea and drive it, and over time watch it become something that everyone can reckon with, something that makes money for investors, that pays people that work in that place. The fact that that is possible is why I wake up every day, hit the road, and drive the things that I'm building.
Well, thanks for taking this ride with me, man.
Yeah.
Oluyomi Motors, sole distributors of Mitsubishi motors in Nigeria.